Alright, hey, HadesOmega here. So, I just woke up. It's about like 9 o'clock. That's why I set my alarm for 9 o'clock so I could see if the solar panels are making power at this time. And I just did. I checked my app and it is, so check it out, man. There it is. They're making power right now. Alright, if you look at the app on my phone, it's making power. Alright, so it's about, like I said, it's about 9-ish o'clock and we've already made 0.3 kilowatt hours. Okay, not bad. And it says it's putting in 630 watts. It keeps on saying that. I don't think it's updated. Oh, there you go. Now it's making 500 watts. So pretty cool. So as you can see, the shade is already it's starting to touch the other panels. So it's gonna make pretty much double the power in another 2 hours. Okay, so it takes, like I said, I've been watching the sun every day, and it looks like in an hour you'll see half of the panel will be shaded. All right, and then so after another hour the whole panel will be exposed. So it takes like a full 2 hours for the shade to move from one side of the panel to the other side of the panel. Okay. But yeah, so like I said, if I had installed the panels out there, we'd be making power a lot earlier. So 2 extra hours of sunlight is a lot. Okay. So there's still some kind of stuff to do. What is what I'm gonna say, but for the most part, it works. Okay. So there's the conduit. The conduit is going from that super strut all the way down to here, and like I said, I didn't cut it at all. That was the beauty of it. It was already threaded, and I didn't cut it at all. All I did was stick it on there, and I ran it all along the other side. Okay, pretty cool. Yeah, I think what I had originally planned was it was going to come out the bottom one, and it was going to come out this way, and then it was gonna hit this rail right here, and I was just gonna have it come out somewhere there and then run the wires across this way or something. So not gonna lie, I almost ran out of wires. I had that 20 feet of wire. Yeah, I had 20 feet of PV wire, and I almost ran out. I almost ran out of red. Okay. The black, I did not run out. I have like 2 or 3 feet extra, and I wound up not cutting it at all. I was like, there's only a couple little extra, but I just coil it up and just zip tie it under the panel. So yeah, it's up under there. Oh, I left there's a little connector up there. I got to take that out. So yeah, all this left is we got to just do some tidying up. Like I was up there all night, and then I said, hey, let's get it working. All right, so we're making 0.4 watts. You can see here from the graph, we actually started making power at 8 o'clock. It already starts making power at 8 o'clock, so maybe I should have woke up earlier and looked at it. That's what I was saying. It is already starting to make power around 8 o'clock, but it's making full power like right now pretty much. Yeah. Okay. So I will be keeping an eye on that until about noon or something and see how much total power we make. Okay. So at 11 o'clock, you should see the power double, okay? It should be putting out, instead of like, so it was sitting 400, 500, 600 watts right now, right? It's about 600 watts. Yeah, it should be making close, well, probably not full power. I think at 11 o'clock, those panels will be making full power, and so will these, okay? Because these ones will be, surprise, we're making power. So, what's allowed to be done, what's left, okay, I think it's day 4 I was working. So I'm probably going to stop for a little while because I've kind of been tired of working up on the roof every day. We got to go clean the solar panels, okay, so these solar panels are dirty, so I'm already working up here, so we'll clean them with soap and water. And we got to clean those with soap and water because I got like fingerprints all over them when I installed them, so. Also, I need to get bigger washers for the end clamps. All right, like I mentioned, get these bigger washers here. So I need to get I can even measure it from here. I need to get a caliper and measure how wide the washer is on that, and then find one like that, and then stick it on over there. Okay. And then we have to run the ground. Okay, that's the last thing, the ground. So I think what we're gonna do is get a couple clamps. Maybe I'll get two of those pipe clamps for grounding. We'll get two of them, and we'll get a 6-gauge bare copper wire, run it along the pipe, and then we will attach it to the solar panels. That's pretty much it, right? We'll run the wire. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, we'll just run the wire, and then we'll run the rest of the wire to this panel. If I remember correctly, this panel isn't fully grounded. Like it's like it's got half the wiring the other ones have. So I'm gonna double up on that, and I'm gonna connect it to the equipment grounding grounding clamp that's on this solar panel. Okay, so we'll connect all these together. All right, with the grounding clamps that I bought. I think I'm gonna need, yeah, we'll probably have one per panel. So one, 2, 3, and then it's gonna go to the conduit. I know it looks much neater without the grounding wire, man. And then we're gonna run the wire along this conduit here. All right, and then we're gonna ground it to the clamp right here. Okay, so that's all that's left, just the grounding. We're gonna clean up the panels. I'm gonna double check the wiring. Also, like I mentioned in the last clip, the branch connector I bought, it freaking broke on me, man, but it still works. It's just the plastic part of the branch connector, it broke. Like the part that it clips onto, it broke. So I think what I'm gonna do, one thing I could do is like a JB weld it together. I thought about doing that. I could have just get up there, JB weld it, and then let it dry, and then put some tape around it. Right now there's some silicone tape around it. I think it'll be okay. I pushed it, I shoved it together as far as I could, and it should be fine, I think. And yeah, so I think I did all the wiring right, because it's making power right now. So let's go to the inverter center, and let's go see what's going on down there. All right, we should be making these should be making a lot of power now. All right. Okay, here we are back at the power plant. All right. So we're putting 20 amps right now. Okay, this system never makes. Oh, okay. Right after I say 20 amps, it starts to go down. Okay, yeah, whoa, it's putting out 20 amps right now. All right, so yeah, it's pretty much putting out the full power of one string. Okay, basically. Yeah, so let's see what charge we got. We had 41%. I tried charging the battery for the motorcycle earlier today. I might just put it back on the charger. Anyway, I tried to drain the battery as much as possible so we could see how fast it'll charge back up. All right, so right now it's at 26.6 volts, and it was putting like 20 amps in before. All right, and it's got 116 amp hours in the battery, and we're at 41% state of charge. Let's check this to see how many watts are coming in. Okay, we got 103, 120 volts coming in. All right, that's exactly what we want to see. We got 22 amps coming through the wire. No, that's 22 amps going to the battery. All right, and then we have 531 amps, or 500. Sorry, HadesOmega just woke up. We got about 500 watts coming in. I'd imagine, yeah, around 11 o'clock it'll start making more power. So those are 380 watt panels, so that puts us at 900. That should we should have more than 1 kilowatt actually. Yeah, we should have more than 1 kilowatt, but it never works that way, man. Yeah, it looks like the max we're putting out is about like 600, and it like fluctuates a whole lot. So Hopefully the wire is not getting that hot. What one thing Omega should do is probably get up on the roof and check the wiring and see how hot it's getting. I get kind of worried, you know, how good the connection is between those wires. Oh yeah, so this wire should be good for like 50 amps, okay? You should be able to push like more than 50 amps through this wire. All right. Now, if the wire gets too hot, this will pop, okay? But yeah, it's definitely not hot at all, dude. I don't feel anything. So it's definitely not stressed at all. Well, come 11 o'clock, when the other string comes online, we'll see how much power we make, okay? So it's about time. It's about 9:30 right now. So we'll see how much power we'll make. Oh, 9:30. Yeah, in about an hour. I'll come back like at 11 o'clock when the other string is exposed to the sunlight, and then we'll see how much total power we make. We should pretty much make double, all right? So 3 panels are exposed right now, and then the other 3 are on the way, is what I'm gonna say. So yeah. So we're pretty much putting out however much power 3 panels can put out right now. And then so that leads me to believe we'll be making like 1.2 kilowatt or 1.2 watts. So that leads me to believe we'll be making 1.2 kilowatts when both strings come online, okay? And it should double the charging output. So we'll monitor that. So we were doing 20-ish. All right, it keeps on bouncing around, but and now it's doing 23. Wow. And those panels are strong. Those panels should be putting out more power than the other string. Plus they're brand new panels too. Okay, and they're not clean yet too, so still got to clean them. But okay, so I'll see you guys at 11 o'clock. All right, peace out. All right, hey, HadesOmega here. It's 11 o'clock, and both panels are exposed to the sunlight now. All right, as you can see right there. Okay, yeah, just barely, just right now, literally. And check this out. According to the app, right, according to the Shine app, we're making 1.2 kilowatts. Yeah, boy, we've already made 1.6 kilowatts today. So we're making a lot more power. Yeah, well, there you go. So as you can see, like around now, the power would jump up a whole lot. All right, it should be like double, and it is. Okay, so it looks good. Pretty happy. We've already it's only been like 2 hours since the last time, and the last time I came up here, since those panels started making power, and we've already made half the power that we do with just this array. Okay, that string. So I'm really happy. We're gonna make like more than double. That's my guess. All right. So just for a little power analysis, and then I think we'll be done until the end of the day. We'll come back and we'll see how much power we made at the end of the day. But this panel usually makes about 3 kilowatts a day. All right, a little less or a little more, depending on the clouds and all that stuff, or how clean the panels are. They're kind of dirty. They're getting kind of dirty. But I would expect, since we got the 2 strings now, we should be able to make more than double. So I'm expecting there to be more than 6 kilowatts power generated today. Okay, so 6 kilowatts, because one, these panels are rated at a higher output than these panels. All right, and they're brand new. Okay, that's another thing. I think the only brand new one I have is the Trina one right there. Okay, the Trina one. These are CSUN. That's a Trina, and this is, what were these two again? It was those Malaysian panels. I'll put a subtitle below. I'm drawing a blank, okay. Anyway, these are the weakest ones. I think these are 320, and I believe that one is 340. So those panels are 385, all right? So 380, rated at 385 watts. So those are putting out close to 400 watts each. So 4 times 3. So 385 is a 1.155 kilowatt. All right, 1155 watts. So, and you saw that those panels were really only putting out like 700 watts when thing. So, well, actually, we won't be able to tell now. Yeah, when I checked the last time, it shouldn't be making as much power as it should, because it's not like noon yet. All right, when it's like 11 o'clock is when the panels make the most power, and then that's when these panels come online. This is a funny thing, right? But yeah, so right around now, and maybe for the next couple hours, the solar panels will be at their peak output. Okay, and it looks to be like a clear day. It's actually kind of smoky, so I don't think that's probably gonna affect it a bit. But there you go. So there's the sticker, 385 watts. Okay, maximum power. All right. Okay. Yeah. So let's go down to the power center and see what's going on down there now. All right, here we go. Boy, are those fans making a lot of sound, because we're putting in 50 amps into the battery. Wow, look at that, 52. What did I say? We would more than double our output in there. So normally, at full power, one of those strings puts out about 20 amps. All right, and that's what it was doing earlier. And now we're putting in around 50 amps. So that's more than double, like I mentioned. So my guesstimate that we would make more than double the power is correct. Okay, because those other panels are more efficient. Okay, they're the same size, but they put out more power. Okay, so PV voltage, it's about 85 volt, 100 volts. It should be around 120. That's what I'm thinking. All right, it says we're putting 53 amps into the battery. That looks like about right. Yep. Okay. It fluctuates a lot. And then there you go. Whoa, we're putting in 1.5 kilowatts. All right, like I said, we've more than doubled. All right, so usually one of the strings will put out 600, 700 watts. Now we're putting out more than double, 1.5. Yeah, buddy, I've never seen it that high before. I'm pretty excited. Let's see how hot the wire's getting. It's not getting hot at all. Yeah, wire's not hot at all. What about the connector? Connector's not hot at all. All right, so we're pushing double the power through that wire, and it's fine. Okay, it's not heating up at all, not at all. Okay, what's the word? If it was heating up, I would be worried. But this, like I said, this wire should be able to handle 50 amps. Okay, and the fuse there's a fuse there too. So if there's too much power, so yeah, we should be pushing about 20 amps through this wire. Actually, where's my clamp? That's right, I got a clamp right here. Okay, got a current clamp. We can go check that. Let's do that. I didn't do it before, but okay. Just gonna check the current here. Alright, we got about 14 amps coming through that wire. Yeah. And it should be pretty close to its maximum output right now. Putting out 14 amps. So it's about 120 volts and about 14 amps right now. Pretty good. So that leads me to believe we can add a lot more panels. I would say it would be safe to add probably 2 more strings if you wanted to, just like that. I'm thinking to add in a smaller string, and then and then one larger string in the future. We could do that, and the charger will still be able to handle it. Okay, that would be pretty close to maximum, though. The maximum that the charger could handle. That's what I'm gonna say. But whoa, I'm pretty excited. Look at that. All right. see what the battery's at. The battery's at 55%. All right, it will definitely, I think it'll definitely fully charge. We'll see. I did charge my motorcycle earlier, so it would have some room in the tank is what I'm gonna say. All right, but yeah, there, 120 volts right there. All right, so what we've done with the solar panels is we've made a series parallel setup. Okay, so we have 3 solar panels in series. I know I didn't update the diagram yet. I'll do another episode when I update it. Okay, so now we've got 3 solar panels in series. All right, 2 sets. We have 2 sets of 3 solar panels in series. All right, and then we've put them in parallel. Okay, so what the series does is it bumps up the voltage from the 3 panels. They put out about 8-9 amps or something like that. Well, we're doing 14, yeah. So like 7 amps. Okay. They put out, they're rated at like 8 or 9 amps, but in actuality only 7 amps. All right. So one string puts out 7 amps because when you put the panels in series, the current does not change. All right, so the current stays at 8 amps. All right, and then but the voltage goes up. All right, so we've got about 120 volts. Each panel is about 40 volts. All right, like 30. They're rated at 36, but they're more when I check them. They're like 40 something, 44. So that's about 120 volts maximum. Okay, so we got about 120 volts and 8 amps per string. So we've got 2 strings, so that means we've got 2 strings of 3 in series. All right, so that means the voltage doesn't increase. Okay, so between the 2, when you add the second string, the voltage will not increase, because if it did, then this wouldn't be able to handle it. This can only handle 145 volts. Okay, so that's why we put it in parallel. All right, so when we put it in parallel, it pretty much doubled the current. Okay, so 7 times 2 is 14, so there should be 14 amps, like it said on the current clamp. Okay, so 14 amps means I would say that's like 20 amps maybe. Okay, just to be safe. Say that's like 20 amps of your 50 amp capacity for that wire. We could still double the output. We could probably put out like 3 kilowatts. Yeah, and then if you get another row watt inverter, you could probably add more because you'll have another charger on another unit. So okay, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with what's gone on. All right, so I knew the second string would be a lot more efficient than the other one. One, because the placement is better. Okay, the placement, there's less shade on it. It starts to make power like at 8 o'clock now, as opposed to like 11 o'clock. So it's a real bummer that the first one I didn't shift it farther away from the roof. I mean, there's nothing I could have done. Like, I'm pretty happy with where I placed it, but I mean, it was, you know, it made a good install. But when you add a second panel, it's pretty easy. One, I've already got a lot of practice, and I've got practice with the other one, and 2, it's just like, yeah, you're just adding on to it. You know, you're adding on to what you already built onto already. So it's actually easier to add more panels. It took me 4 days to get it to where it is. Like I said, I still have to do the grounding and like some kind of touch-ups and stuff, but it's, for the most part, it's up and running already. Okay. But it took me 4 days working after like 5 o'clock for like 3 or 4 hours. So you figure I probably put like probably like 15 hours into it. I probably put 15 hours to get that thing running. Okay, so I think, yeah, one of the most time-consuming things is figuring out where to put stuff. Okay, measuring stuff, that takes a long time. It takes an hour or 2 just to figure out where I'm going to place everything. All right, so and I just kind of do it while I'm going along, you know, and I look at it and I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do. so yeah, The second install went pretty damn smoothly, I'll say that. It went a lot smoother than it did before. The last time I had to engineer a lot of stuff. We had to drill a hole in the wall and all that stuff. So now that all that stuff is done, you know, it's easy. We've already got the home, what they call the home run, okay? Now, I think if we add more, I know I don't like those branch connectors. I think if we add more panels, it would be better to have a combiner box, okay? What that is like it's a junction box with all the wires going into it, and then they go out, and then it goes out to the home run, all right? What I'm using right now is the branch connectors. They're just 2 connectors where you can connect 2 MC4 connectors. That makes it to 1, okay? It looks like it works, so I'm gonna have to tidy up there. One thing I'm not happy with the install is that I was looking at it yesterday, and where I zip tied and I put all the MC4 connectors, it's right at the gap between the panels, so there's like, so water could drip on the water, and the sunlight will get on the connector. It may make it brittle over time, you know, that kind of stuff, or you know, it'll get dirty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a cover. I'm gonna use a silicone cover. I'm gonna use, yeah, here it is. I'm gonna use this stuff, okay? This it's a oven mitt, all right. Basically, it's not, well, it's a pot holder, but it's made out of silicone. It's made to withstand a lot of heat. We're gonna put this on top of it, so it has like a cover on it, all right, to keep the sunlight off of it. Don't want the sunlight degrading the plastic, you know. I'm sure it's made to handle that, but it's okay. I don't want to keep it out. That's the most sensitive part, right? The connector. That's where the water and stuff gets in, you know. You don't want that. So I will be putting this, I will be kind of like just putting it on top of the connectors where the panels are, okay? And then I think I may JB weld that thing that was broken on the branch connector. I'm not sure. That, or I'll just buy a new branch connector, man. I think they're really like $10, so maybe I might just do that. I'll just buy a new one, or buy a better one. Okay. All right. So yeah. There we go. We're making full power, man. Is it loud when it's making full power? I'll tell you that. Putting it out right now. We're putting about 1.3 kilowatts. Yeah, it was putting out 1.5. Yeah, it's doing 1.5 now. It's putting in 43 amps, about 50 amps. Yeah, about 50 amps. So pretty cool. It's charging the battery at twice the power. 50 amps. This battery can handle 50 amps, no problem. All right. This battery should be able to handle upwards of 200 amps, all right? You probably don't want to go more than 0.5 C though, as I'm thinking. 0.5 C is what? 140 amps, all right? So 140, still got plenty more to go, man. We could still scale this system up is what I'm gonna say. All right, but anyway. All right, oh dude, we just made 2.1 since the last time I checked it. 2.1, I just updated it right now. 1.3 kilowatt. Yeah, boy. Look at that, 1500 watts. Yep. Awesome, dude. We're definitely making a lot more power than we did before. Yeah, more than double. We more than doubled the output because those panels are better than the other ones, and they're in a much better position, so. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I will come back in the next clip. I'll come back at the end of the day, all right, when the solar, maybe around 5 or 6 o'clock, when the panels are, there's less sunlight, and then we'll see how much total power you made. Around 5 or 6, it still makes a little bit of power, but when pretty close to when they stop making power, we'll come back, and then we'll see how much power we made. HadesOmega is thinking we're gonna have more than 6 kilowatts. I guarantee you, we will definitely have more than 6 kilowatts. Somewhere more around 7 kilowatts. All right, we've already made like 2 kilowatts right now, and it's not even noon yet. So, all right, thanks for watching. HadesOmega is so excited. I'm now gonna be charging my car with this system now. So I think, so before I noted, like, yeah, man, it takes like 2-3 days. I'm hoping that this will charge back up mostly in a day, okay, is what I'm going to say. The battery pack. And I wanted to use it to charge an EV. As it was before, you really couldn't use it to charge an EV. You could, if you wanted to charge it with solar power, you can only charge it for like maybe like an hour, and then you'd run out of power right away. So this is much better. Okay, like I said, if it was enough power to power the loads in the garage, but if you really wanted to charge something with a big battery, that would be a no-go. So what I'm thinking of doing is increasing the battery cutoff. All right, I'm going to increase the battery cutoff because it seems like at night the battery it still has like a load on it. It still has a load on it after it disconnects, after it transfers to the grid, and then the battery slowly discharges, and then this thing like freaks out and it starts to charge the battery from the grid because it's too low. And so I don't want it to do that. It doesn't seem happy when it does that. So what I'm going to do is move the battery cutoff up a little bit, okay? And then whenever we charge this, once we blow through the battery, it's safe. Like, you know, just use grid power to charge the EV the rest of the way. What I want to do is Pacific Gas and Electric, all right, PG&E, our power company here, we're going to change our plan to a electric vehicle rates, okay? And so after midnight, where our electricity is going to be a lot less. So that'll be like the ideal time to charge an EV. So we'll plug this bad boy in at night, all right, or maybe close to midnight, all right, because I'm sure it takes a long time to charge from level 1, all right. It takes like 12 hours, and then when the battery is depleted, it'll switch over to the grid. And then it'll charge from the grid, and it'll be using that cheaper electricity. So we've cut our costs a lot. Now, ideally, it would be good to build a system big enough to charge the battery on my RAV4 Prime. The RAV4 Prime has an 18 kilowatt hour battery pack, so if you drained it all the way, yeah, you would have to have 18 kilowatts. And well, the problem is our battery doesn't do 18 kilowatts. Okay. Our battery can only up to like 7 kilowatt hours, so it's not even. So if we really wanted to charge that car, if we were going to drive that car in the range, like blow through the range every day, it would be ideal to get maybe another make another battery bank, and put it in parallel and double the output. It'd be like kind of like 14-15 kilowatt hours. So it'll be, yeah, that's pretty much most of the battery. So that's what would happen ideally. That's another $1,000, man. I know it's getting, this project's getting expensive, man. But I don't foresee, maybe I might not drive the vehicle every day, or I might ride a motorcycle, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, probably don't need to. We'll see. All right, so well, I'll see you guys at the end of the day, and we'll see what the final results are. All right. HadesOmega out.